Hi guys, it's Chris with City Girl Homestead, and it's time for supper. So, tonight, I've never made this before. Hopefully it turns out good. I seen a quick thing on, I don't know, YouTube or something, and so I thought I'd try it. I'm not doing it exactly the way that they did, but you know what? It didn't give directions. It just did like a quick 10-second video. I don't know how they figure anybody gets anything from that, but anyways, so I'm going to use a full stick of butter, and I'm going to put, I've done something like this before, several times actually, but we're going to do something different with it. And I'm going to put probably 2.5 nice forks full of garlic. Because actually what we're trying to do is make a garlic butter with that. And I'm going to turn that on just to start getting it melted a little bit. Now we talked about steak and how expensive it's gotten. It's gotten crazy stupid. So you know I told you I go to Horrocks once in a while. I got pork chops there, whatever. They happen to have a steak that was regular $14.50 for a sirloin steak. I got it for $8.01. So we're going to make this steak stretch because that's still expensive. But, you know, a good steak once in a while, not such a bad thing. Now I'm going to chop these into little chunks. Not great big ones, but just kind of maybe 1/2 inch or so, like that. You're going to be like, Chris, we've seen you do this before, but I'm going to do something different than they did. And it looks so good the way they did that. But like I say, they didn't leave a recipe or anything, so I'm like, huh, well, we'll figure it out. Let's see if this works. But I figured we might as well use our $8 steak. I just can't believe the prices of it, because I used to go up to Gladwin and cut that little piece of fat off there. I used to go up to Gladwin and we'd get ribeye or T-bone steaks for $4.99 a pound. At one point before they burnt down, they were $5.99, but that's still cheap. And now they don't have that anymore. They've opened back up, but it's not that cheap. And I'm not, even if they did have it, I'm not going to drive almost 2 hours right now to go up there. So then I'm going to cube it. I was thinking about doing this for Thursday, but honestly, I got the mushrooms. And I like Bella, which are darker, but look how dark those already are. And I'm like, no, we better change the menu around. So I'm going to keep cubing this up. And hopefully this is enough for 4 servings. 1 for each of us tonight. And then hopefully there's enough left for Tom's lunch tomorrow too. I'm hoping. Those guys can eat, so let's see. Alright, so now we got all that steak. And it actually looks like there's a whole lot there, which is good. And I'm going to kind of get that mixed in there. I might have to use more butter because, like I say, it didn't really tell me any directions. It just was seriously a 10-second video. And if we have to use more butter, that's okay. No problems. Alright, now I'm going to flip my board here. And we're going to cut a large onion. Because, you know, sometimes we can use spiller, so we don't have to use as much meat. And that's not such a bad thing. I looked at that store today, down there in Bronson. They have a few things that I'd like to get. I don't know if I want to make a trip down there. It's supposed to snow on Friday again. I don't know about you guys, but I'm so over it already. It's not the snow. We haven't got tons and tons of snow or anything. It's just been so cold. Like, so I just stay in the house. I didn't have to take the grandkids today, so I got a pair of shorts on and I didn't go anywhere. So now I'm just going to slice these. Not real thick, because nobody wants a big piece of onion. Well, I don't care if I do, but I don't think Jack and Tom do. Like I told you guys before, my grandma used to eat them like apples. She'd get a really nice, big, fat, sweet onion, and she'd eat it just like an apple. Add a little bit of salt to it. And she'd be all over it. I don't think I like onions quite that well, but I think onions really add a lot of flavor, which is a really good thing. Anything to add flavor to your food is always good. Alrighty. And I seen someone do this. They turn that around and then they cut from the other side. And then they could get it slicer thin, you know, thinned sliced. How's that? It does kind of work pretty good. So now I'm going to let that steak cook just a little bit, and then I'll be right back. So now the meat's cooked maybe a quarter to the half of the way there, and I'm going to add those onions to it. So we got the onions added, and we're going to add all these mushrooms. Don't want to waste the mushrooms because that's bad. I know it looks really full right now, but it won't stay that way because you know the mushrooms will cook down. I know Tom won't be home for probably 40 minutes, so I'll cook this, and then when he gets ready closer to home, then I'll warm it back up and I'll do the second part of it. Because they didn't answer when I called, so I'm not sure where they're at. So I don't want to get caught with no dinner made, you know what I mean? So I just went ahead and started dinner. So I'm going to get that cooked down a little bit, and then I'll come back and we'll see how it looks. There, now I'm going to cook it down to about that, and I'm going to let it set. So that way the garlic taste can get put into everything. And then when he's about 15 minutes away, I'll come back and we're going to finish this up. Alright, so Tom will be here in just a few minutes. I bought 2 packages of the instant potatoes. And so we're going to have mashed potatoes. Turn that off. I'm going to put the plates together. I hope this turns out really good. I only have 2 big potatoes. The rest of them were yellow potatoes. And I really don't feel like, you know, peeling little tiny potatoes. It just doesn't make any sense. So now I'm going to make up his lunch as well. So I'm going to put the mashed potatoes down. And then we're going to put mashed potatoes on the plates. And I have corn in the microwave that I'll warm up here in a minute. That. I think 2 packages work out just about perfect. Alright. We'll give Tom a little bit more. Now what we want to do is we want to take that mixture and we're going to scoop it out and put it over top the mashed potatoes. All right. Hopefully we got enough for all 4 of us, all 4 meals. That looked delicious. I know it looks like we're wasting all that liquid, doesn't it? But guess what? We're not going to. Yeah, I think this is going to be plenty for everything. Give Tom the bigger amount because he's worked hard all day. And he should have that bigger serving. Because usually by the time he gets home, he's quite hungry. Once in a while, he's not. But most of the time he is. He's got a more physical job now than he did with the old company he was with a couple years ago. Alrighty. So now we're going to take and we're going to use that garlic butter and we're going to go right over the top so that it actually coats our potatoes as well. So it's almost like you have almost like a gravy, if that makes sense. I don't know, it might have made too much, but that's alright. Oops, we forgot some for his lunch. Don't want to forget that. I know all the guys at work, they're like, you are so spoiled. There. And we used all that too. So there we go. Garlic steak mashed potatoes. When that little 10-second thing, it didn't add onions or mushrooms. That's something that I added myself because I'm like, you gotta have steak and mushrooms and onions and all that good stuff. So that's my addition. So I won't have a recipe to post below. I'll kind of write a little description of what I did. But I'm going to get all this to the table and we'll meet you there. Well, hi, Tom.
Hello.
I forgot to tell everybody I did put salt and pepper on this too. So this is garlic, steak, and mashed potatoes. I seen a 10-minute video or 10-second video and I decided to create my own.
These are really good.
And to make that one steak stretch, I added onions and mushrooms. And then I took the garlic.
Steak without mushrooms.
I know, that's what I said. And then the garlic butter that I had left, you drape over the top so that your potatoes are buttered.
Oh, okay.
So what do you think?
Delicious.
What do you think, Jack?
Very good.
Alrighty. He started eating before we even sat down. Alright, so you guys have a blessed night. Be a blessing, and goodbye, Tom.
Goodbye, Tom.
Bye, Jack.
Bye.
You guys have a great night.